So we said, okay, Alonzo is a good release name. Basically, it's bringing smart contracts to Cardano. It took us a long time to get here, and we'll be there in the next 90 days. It's we like everything we do. There's a process, and so there's all the colors of the rainbow. We start with Alonzo Blue, and then white and purple. And each step you do some more things, you bring more users in, and then eventually you get to a threshold where you say, okay, everything works the way intended. You push a button, we initiate what's called a hard fork combinator event, and boom, the system has smart contracts. You just wake up and it's there. It's like it's in your house.
What up guys, Nakamoto Crypto here. Cardano has successfully released a crucial update to begin its smart contract era. The Alonzo Blue 2.0 testnet is here. Stay tuned, like and subscribe, let's get to it. IOHK is now reporting that the 5th largest cryptocurrency by market cap, Cardano, has reached an important milestone that signals the beginning of Cardano's smart contract era. In a new tweet, the Cardano development team tells their 130,800 followers on Twitter that they have now successfully released the second iteration of the Alonzo Blue testnet. By stating "Let's go," we are happy to share that we have now just released a brand new version of the Cardano node Alonzo Blue 2.0 to the testnet. This is an important milestone. Thanks and congrats to all the Alonzo Blue team for the hard work to bring us here. #Cardano ADA. According to IOHK, this release comes with key updates that would serve as building blocks of the Cardano smart contract development. It is still an early code, but this release brings it with the important CLI, Command Line Interface upgrade, providing the foundations with the ability to build all varieties of smart contract applications further down the line. Smart transactions enable a user to associate transaction metadata on-chain and also store executable smart contract data. This opens up the smart contract era on Cardano for our first stake pool operators and pioneers to start sending and testing simple smart transactions to the ledger via the node. The Alonzo Blue stake pool operators now have 24 hours to update their node before running their very first test scripts tomorrow. The Alonzo Blue is the very first of 3 development stages geared towards the launch of Cardano's smart contract capabilities. The second stage is the Alonzo White, followed by the Alonzo Purple. IOHK has previously disclosed a 90-day roadmap that details the progression of Cardano's much-awaited functionality. They stated that this is a 30 to 60 to 90-day plan. What this actually means is that you start off with Blue, which is a little smaller, more of a tight-knit, with basic functionalities, bring in a few pioneers, a few stake pool operators, and then we'll start rolling on from there. We then move on to the Alonzo White, where we now cast a little bit wider, reach out to the network and bring in more partners, and now you start running more performance benchmarks and things of that nature. The White rolls into the Purple, which will fully go public, and this will bring in every single pioneer. We're talking most of these stake pool operators, if not all of them. And then you have exchanges. At this stage, we are ready to go. Once you get to the Purple stage, we're pretty much closer to the hard fork combinator event within the 30, 60 to 90-day window, from Smart to Blue, ending with Purple. And this is the rollout plan for the Cardano network before the Gorgon era, which will fully introduce smart contract functionalities. What are your thoughts on this upgrade? Let us know in the comment section below. Like the video, share, subscribe for some daily crypto content. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.
So it's gonna be.
It's like when I got my blue check mark on Twitter. I woke up and I had it.
Yeah,
it's just like Christmas.
And you were never the same. You can't go back. It's like hard fork. It's a hard fork of Charles.
Yeah, exactly.
You got blue mark. Well, actually, I think you can take it away, but
can they take my check mark away?
I think. But that'd be like a hard fork backwards, I guess. Okay, so great. So that's but currently there's there's a testing procedure going on to see what does that look like and what will give you confidence that things are working well.
Yeah, so first you start with the Mary era, which is where we're right now multi-asset, so you can do metadata and issue tokens on Cardano, but you have limited programmability on chain. Alonzo adds the programmability in, but we already have most of the foundations of the extended UTXO model and the smart contract model. It's just those things aren't ready. So the first step is say fork it, so all those rules are now there. Okay, that's what we did with Alonzo Blue. We forked a testnet based layer, and it successfully survived going from Mary to Alonzo, which means that you can move transactions from one side to the other. Both systems work. And then the next step is say, okay, well, are the stake pool operators, the people who run the infrastructure, able to run this testnet just like they run Cardano? And that's what we're doing right now with Blue. We're bringing all these SPOs in. And then are we able to submit and run smart contracts on the system? And they actually return a round trip. You send something, you get something back. Yay, okay. So that's where we're at. And then what you do is each step, so the next is white, you go from like 50 people to several hundred, and then purple's an open testnet where we want every single person in the entire ecosystem to use it. And it's also a dev net. So that means that people are writing with Blue's Playground and local interpreters, their smart contracts can actually start testing them now on the public infrastructure. So it's kind of like releasing dev kits to the Xbox or something like that. You send them out to game developers before you release the Xbox so they can test their video games in anticipation of the release of the system. So you run that for at least a month. And as long as it doesn't blow up in your face and, oh God, what have we done? Hindenburg, oh, the humanity. You release it and, you ship it. The problem is it's no longer in our control. There's over 100 exchanges that have listed Cardano. There's lots of wallet infrastructure. There are thousands of different constituencies. So it's less of a technological problem now, and it's more of a coordination problem. So you have to evolve in a very methodical way. And each step of the way you bring new actors in, they get ready for it. They upgrade their infrastructure to it. And then like shells, eventually you get to the outer shell, which is the hard fork for the general public. And if we've done it right, like that blue check mark, they wake up and it's exactly the same. They just get a little update. They update your client. And they start demanding Wagyu beef.
Is there stuff you're worried about in terms of like when something's this tricky, goes up several orders of magnitudes in terms of scale? Are there problems that you foresee? Is there like we said, there's game theoretic aspects, all those kinds of things. Like what worries you the most?
I mean, I sleep like a baby. I wake up every 2 hours crying.
Damn, that's a good line. You're full of good lines.
I mean, there's a lot that
you just made me realize that expression makes no sense. I slept like a baby, but go ahead.
Yeah, exactly right. Messing your whole world up right now, Lex. No, I mean, there's so much that keeps me up at night. It's like you're in a cold sweat every day when you have an ecosystem like this, because the other thing is you're judged as much by the applications people build on the platform as you are by the platform you've constructed. So, one of the most unfair things that happened in our industry was blaming Vitalik for the DAO hack. He didn't write the code. He wasn't responsible for it. It was a completely independent, different team. And because it blew up, a lot of people just developed this idea. Ethereum is not secure. The EVM is fundamentally broken. And it's true there are some issues there, but come on, that's like saying, oh, well, Photoshop didn't work. Fuck Bill Gates.
Yeah.
And that's the issue is you get as a platform developer, coupled with the wins and losses of your application development. So if they go do amazing things, it's like, oh yeah, Windows is great. We love it. And if they go do terrible things, they're like, oh man, I guess he's trying to kill all of us. So what we're kept up at night about is not just what we've constructed, but also how do we curate an ecosystem and foster the development of an ecosystem where you have assurance baked into the application and that's somehow expressible to the user. So when you download your smart contract or you click your one-click install to use your Uniswap clone or whatever the hell it is that's deployed on Cardano, you have a little green check mark or something that indicates to you that somebody audited the code or it followed a specification. The lack of that is problematic because then first there's impersonations, the whole MyEther wallet thing, or like your videos or my videos are the same. Every comment there's a bot that says, hey, give me some money or something like that. That kind of stuff happens. But then just protocol level flaws, like what happened with the DAO hack. That's what really keeps me up at night. How do you resolve that problem? because I don't hire these people. I don't tell them what to do. I didn't tell them how to build things on the platform. They may have tons of experience and knowledge. They could be Simon Peyton Jones, or they could have absolutely no knowledge whatsoever, and they read one tutorial and they've written 3 lines of code their entire life, and they've deployed something horribly broken, copy paste, and suddenly it all goes to hell. I'm judged by both. That's what really keeps me up at night. And we're, as a company, trying to figure out, and as the ecosystem, trying to figure out standards. Like at University of Wyoming, we're setting up the Smart Contract Engineering Institute. We're negotiating with them right now. And the goal there is just to create some, standards for how to certify smart contracts, and so that you can get that green check mark and know that it actually has some assurance level behind it. But God, that's a huge coordination problem, and it's a huge information presentation problem and incentives problem and so forth. And unfortunately, people who value being first to market will kind of piss in the pool for everybody else.